You know, there are times when you have to say something, and I'm really pissed at our legislators and Trump. I have to, I have to get my 2 cents in. I just lit one of those. It's like 100 degrees. I'm doing some lighting on Tara. Uh, Back before they made wiring harnesses, which is like, I don't know, 15 years ago already, maybe 12, is when I did this truck, and they didn't quite have these cute, these right here. These lights aren't bad for how cheap they are. Um, had a lot of that. But anyway, you know, it takes a real piece of shit to go on vacation for a month when seniors, veterans, disabled Americans can't afford their food. And our president, you know, he blew his blowhole off. He's going to fix everything in 1 month and hasn't fixed anything yet. And it's just getting worse and worse. It takes a real piece of trash. And I thought a lot of Trump. I voted for the man. I even got my Trump pin, you know. It's not like, you know, you don't want the FBI piling in on you because you criticized your president. No threats. But the difference between a Marine and a politician, which Trump is basically a politician, but you come outside, you come sideways at this fucking Marine, I'll tear you a new asshole. I've did it with cops, I've did it with lawyers, I've did it with fucking judges. Uh, I'm not afraid. I'm an American. I fought for my country voluntarily. I didn't really even qualify for a lot of jobs because of my color blindness, but I still found a place for myself to serve my country. And for my country to treat me like this, like a redheaded stepchild, and that goes for you, JD Vance, all of you out there in DC. Do you tell them to get their fucking asses back to work and do their goddamn jobs? And let's take our country back while we're doing so. Okay? Just like that Muriel Bowser, Mayor Prickster out there, or whatever the hell he is, Governor Prickster, and those other tricksters and Shifty. They belong in a goddamn prison, if not a fucking asylum, just like Pelosi. Okay? You see that? I got a cat right here that's smarter than most honor roll students. Okay? This cat actually can go fetch things for me. Certain things. He's just learning because he's only about 2 years old now. But I've got a loyal friend, and you know the different. You know how you know a good person when their animals are very loyal to them. Okay, doesn't always mean they're an honest person. It just means they have a good heart. Okay, but it does not mean things like I mean things that our president to get your fucking ass to work. Do something about these food and fuel prices. $50 for a fucking pack of steaks. How far do you think? How far do you think Social Security, or even veterans? I mean, I get half of one and half of the other. How far do you think that fucking money goes? Okay, I've got a message to all you stooges and thugs there in D.C. Get your asses to work. And that means you, Mr. President, you tell them no vacation. You get your asses back here, okay, and let's get to work. Okay? Just like Abbott said, you get your asses back here or I'm going to put a warrant out for you. I hope those Democrats are in handcuffs. I hope they're in some cell and maybe they'll sit a couple days till somebody gets around to talk to them because they're trash. Stop manipulating this goddamn country into some kind of fantasy communist fucktopia. Communism never worked, okay? I used to feel sorry for myself, okay, when I was a contractor and there wasn't much work in the winter. That was before the third world came in and took all the jobs and stuff and put us basically. There's been people that know I was a contractor. Somehow people from far off away found where I'm living, and they're like, "Hey, dude, can you come fix some things for me and do? You know, you did good work." And I'm like, I sold my work trucks. I sold most of my equipment off. I'm not touching it. Let them enjoy what they created. You see, those were the same people, some of them that came here. They didn't like my price because, see, I was operating, paying my taxes, paying my bills, paying my workman's compensation, and hiring U.S. workers. And they didn't like my price. And a couple times I walked away short because the one guy said, "Yeah, I know I shorted you. I'll make it up to you." Bye. Okay? Just like this business. You don't pay me, you don't get your vehicle back. It's like every other shop, and I think that's, it's not even that way anymore because you can't rely on the parts. But anyway, I'm going to get back to my wiring, and I hope somebody posts this all over TikTok, everywhere. Post my video, okay? I'm calling my president out because I'll tell you something. Nobody would talk to me the way they're talking to you and doing the types of things without me coming at you and swinging you around by your balls. You just wouldn't do that to me as a president. I, I'm, I'm sorry. Maybe people want to vote for me. Okay, just like that thug Pooter over there in Russia, I'd have smoked his ass already. Okay, United States Marine Corps doctrine: we do not negotiate with terrorists, aggressors, or communists. Okay, you will get your ass smoked. That used to be our doctrine. Okay, talk to any old Marine. Talk to my dad. And my dad was a gunny on Paris Island. He was probably the worst guy to be raised by. All right, I'm going to get back to work. I'm just telling you what. I'm just telling you the old school Marine doctrine. Don't come at me sideways. And that should be our president. You tell everybody out there, don't come at you sideways. Because then, if not, you grab them up and you incarcerate them. And you let them think about it. That's what a real authoritarian president does. People want to call you an authoritarian? Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with discipline in the ranks. That's your problem, Mr. President. There is no discipline in the ranks. Only you can provide that. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching my videos.